Hello everyone, my name is John from Larion Group. We deliver high-quality brickwork and scaffolding projects across London. Today we are at the National History Museum, where Mace is the main contractor, and we've been appointed by one of our clients to deliver the brickwork and scaffolding packages for the substation. And let's see how this beautiful project behind me comes together. To start with, we're setting up the profiles for the brickwork. You can see they're being installed and checked carefully to make sure everything is plumb, level and square. These profiles give us our line and gauge, so every course stays consistent and the walls remain accurate as we build up. The profiles basically control the whole job, keeping the alignment straight, maintaining the correct course heights, and making sure the overall dimensions stay exactly as designed. At the same time, we're loading bricks onto the working platforms, ready for laying. One important thing we're doing here is blending bricks from multiple pallets. This helps spread any natural color variation and prevents patching, so once the brickwork is finished, you get a clean, uniform appearance across the whole facade. The scope of work on this project was to build the electrical services plant room, utilizing 215 millimeters thick, fully bonded English bond brickwork constructed using London-facing bricks. This also included the formation of all required openings for electrical service penetrations, access doors, and the installation of lintels to support the openings mentioned above. Once we agree the project duration and key dates with the client, every job is issued with a detailed program of works. The one we'll attach in the bottom corner of this video for each stage. This ensures everyone involved understands the timeline from the start, keeping the process clear, organized, and fully transparent. It also helps us monitor progress on site and make sure the works are delivered within the agreed time frame. Here we're installing the damp-proof course in line with NHBC standards. The DPC is fully bedded into a fresh mortar joint to make sure there are no gaps or voids underneath. Installing the DPC correctly creates a continuous barrier against rising moisture, preventing damp from traveling up through the masonry. It's important that the DPC is installed right, fully embedded, and remains undamaged during installation to maintain the integrity of the wall construction. You might notice the bricks spread across the floor slab here. Although it may look a bit untidy at first glance, this was done intentionally. The bricks arrived slightly saturated from the supplier, so they were laid out to allow excess moisture to dry naturally before use. This helps achieve better mortar adhesion, consistent suction, and improved overall brickwork quality during construction. Once properly dried, these bricks will then be used for the next lifts as the brickwork progresses. That's enough talking from me for now. I'll let you sit back and enjoy the process as, brick by brick, the structure starts to come together. Watch how each course builds on the last, turning the drawings into a solid structure right in front of you. Quick tea break on site, because apparently productivity increases by at least 40% after a proper cup of tea, scientifically proven on every site in Britain. And honestly, we don't make the rules, we just respect the data. Our bricklayers aren't arguing with it either, mainly because they're too busy drinking tea to respond. Right, tea's gone, motivation's back, let's get these bricks in. You might be wondering why there's just one bricklayer and one laborer working on this section. The reason is simple. This area represents roughly 1 day's work for 2 operatives to complete the brickwork and have it ready for scaffold erection the following day. From a production management perspective, this follows the law of diminishing returns. Adding more operatives doesn't always increase output. Beyond a certain point, especially when we have a full working day, extra people create congestion, waiting time, and reduced productivity rather than speeding the work up. In simple terms, more isn't always faster. And on site, efficiency beats manpower every time. With the first stage of brickwork now complete, we move into the next phase of the project, the erection of the scaffolding. Joining the project are our two advanced scaffolders, highly experienced operatives responsible for setting up safe and reliable access for the next stage of works. These lads are top-notch scaffolders, bringing precision, efficiency, and strong safety awareness to the job. Here you can see the tube and fitting scaffold being set out and erected in accordance with the standards. The base plates that support the scaffold standards inside are placed directly on the slab as it is structurally sound. Then the standards are installed, which are the vertical tubes carrying the weight of the structure. Once the standards are in place, ledgers are fixed horizontally to tie the scaffold together, and transoms are installed to support the working platform. Bracing is then added to provide stability and prevent movement, ensuring the scaffold remains rigid under load. For the scaffolding division, the scope comprised the provision of temporary access scaffolding, erected in accordance with TG 2021 guidance, to facilitate the safe construction of the electrical services plant room. For these new to construction, TG 2021 is the current UK guidance for tube and fitting scaffolding. Basically, it tells scaffolders how to build a scaffold safely without needing a bespoke engineer's design, as long as it follows approved standard configurations. It covers things like loading capacity, tying patterns, bracing, working platforms, and overall stability. So, when you hear a scaffold is built to TG 2021, it means it meets modern safety requirements and complies with current work at height regulations. For the external scaffold, where the structure stands on tested ground rather than on a concrete slab, the erection starts with the installation of sole boards. These are positioned to spread the imposed load evenly onto the ground and prevent settlement. Base plates are then placed on top of the sole boards to support the scaffold standards and transfer the load safely into the ground. From this point onwards, the erection process follows the same sequence previously described for the internal scaffold, with standards installed first, followed by ledgers, transoms, bracing, and the formation of safe working platforms. As the scaffold erection progresses, the lift is progressively boarded to provide safe access to the level above. This allows the scaffolders to work safely while completing the upper section of the scaffold. Once the working platform is fully boarded, edge protection is installed, which includes double guardrails and toe boards to prevent falls and to stop materials from slipping off the platform. Brick guards are then fitted to provide additional protection against falling materials, particularly during bricklaying operations, and internal guardrails are checked to ensure continuous collective fall protection. At this stage, the scaffolders also complete final stability measures, including checking bracing arrangements and confirming the platform meets the required loading and safety standards before handover for use. I hope you would agree with me that every movement of the bricklayer has purpose, from how the mortar is spread to the way the trowel is handled with precision and control. The trowel isn't just a tool, it becomes an extension of the hand. The mortar is placed exactly where it needs to be, the brick is positioned, tapped into line, checked by eye, and brought perfectly into level, all in a matter of seconds. There's a rhythm to bricklaying. Pick, butter, lay, tap, and move on to the next brick. Years of experience turn what looks simple into a highly skilled process, where accuracy, speed, and consistency come together. It's one of those trades where you truly appreciate the skill by watching it happen. Brick by brick, course by course, you can see the structure growing. Not just construction, but craftsmanship in motion. The client's requirement for this project was focused primarily on structural performance rather than aesthetics. The specified English bond brickwork was selected not as a decorative or visual bond, but as a structurally robust solution. English bond provides maximum strength through the full bonding of headers and stretchers, allowing loads to be distributed evenly throughout the wall thickness. The client required this arrangement to ensure the brickwork could safely carry and transfer the load imposed by the reinforced concrete slab constructed above the plant room. By adopting a 215 mm thick English bond brickwork, the objective was to achieve a solid load-bearing masonry structure, capable of providing long-term stability, durability, and reliable structural support in accordance with the project's engineering design requirements. For this project, we used a 4-to-1 mortar mix, consisting of 4 parts building sand to 1 part cement. Plasticizer was added to improve workability, making the mortar smoother to handle, easier to spread, and allowing better adhesion to the London-facing bricks. This mortar corresponds to an M6 classification, typically within a 1-to-3 to 1-to-4 cement to sand ratio, and is suitable for structural load-bearing masonry. The mix provides the required strength to support and allow safe load transfer from the reinforced concrete slab above. As mentioned earlier, I'm going to step aside from explaining every detail of the job and simply let the craft speak for itself. What you're about to watch is over 15 years of bricklaying experience in action, where every movement has purpose, every brick finds its place, and every trowel stroke reflects true professional mastery. Notice the rhythm, the confident spread of the mortar, the precise placement, the effortless alignment that only comes from years on site, learning the trade the proper way. This isn't just bricklaying, it's craftsmanship shaped by experience, patience, and pride in the work. So sit back, watch closely, and enjoy the process. Sometimes the best explanation is simply seeing a skilled bricklayer at work. With the brickwork now complete, it's time for the next important stage, the scaffold strike. Once the structure has been signed off and no longer required for access, the scaffolders begin the careful dismantling process. Every lift is removed methodically, working safely from the top down, ensuring new built structure and surrounding area remain fully protected throughout. This isn't just taking scaffolding down, it's a controlled operation. Each component is lowered, not dropped, maintaining both safety and the condition of the equipment. Standards, ledgers, transoms, boards and fittings are all separated and organized as they come off the structure. After removal, all materials return to the yard where they enter quarantine inspection. Here, every piece is cleaned and cleared of mortar or debris, checked for damage, wear or distortion, assessed for safety compliance, prepared and sorted for the next project. Only equipment that passes inspection goes back into circulation. Maintaining high standards behind the scenes ensures every future scaffold is built safely, efficiently, and professionally. From brickwork completion to scaffold strike and yard preparation, it's all part of delivering the job properly, right through to the final stage. If you are a commercial or private client, contractor or developer seeking professional brickwork or scaffolding services, you can find our contact details in the description below. And just like that, the brickwork is complete, the scaffolding has come down, and another successful project reaches its final stage. Thank you for taking the time to watch, follow the process, and appreciate the craftsmanship, teamwork, and precision that go into every build we do from start to finish. If you enjoyed being part of this journey, don't forget to subscribe, stay connected. More projects are coming, more craftsmanship to showcase, and plenty more to discover together. Stay safe, stay professional, and I'll see you on the next one.